Thank you, Gisele Pelicot, because you are a Wonder Woman. You, every time you walk out of that courtroom, you are elegant. You hold yourself like the stallion that you are, like the eagle soaring in the skies, looking down on shameless men and telling them, I am above. So hi guys, how are we all doing today? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Chinyere of Juliettsstyleglam. If it's your first time here with me, thank you so much for being here. And if you already subscribed to my channel, you're awesomely, truly welcome. How are we all doing today? I hope you guys are doing great. Right, so today, first of all, let me start by apologizing because I could not bring out videos as much as I could this past week. I mean, when grandma comes to visit, for me, it is hell. And, you know, getting back out of, oh gosh, I don't know why women, we have to go through this. Anyway, but here I am now. I want to thank you all so much for engaging so much with my story on Dominique Pelicot and Gisele Pelicot. Gisele, if you do not know what I'm talking about, Gisele Pelicot is the lady, 72-year-old woman in France whom her husband solicited 91 men to rape in their matrimonial home while she was inert. And so the story gets much more interesting. Now we have gone somewhere. So today we're going to be talking about the case. We're going to be talking about the fact that Gisele decided that the videos, because remember I told you guys in the first one that her husband recorded her. And so now she accepted, she wants that the videos be made public. Banger. Guess what? The defense were against it because they knew that it was going to, you know, destroy their case. But then the judge said, yeah, he was going to allow it, and it was going to be, you know, there were rules that were put down, you know, for it to happen. And you see, now I can't help but draw a parallel to P. Diddy's case. We're going to talk about that in another video, but I can't help but draw a parallel to P. Diddy's case. While P. Diddy was doing it to any human being he felt he could do it to, this is a man who did it to his wife. And so that is why rape by chemical submission, in my opinion, it cannot be, we can't let this pass. You know, we can't let it go away, right? Somebody has got to be punished. And Dominique Pelicot and those men, those 51 men, have to be held accountable. Now, unfortunately, as of today, as I am speaking to you all, those accused have still refused to accept, have still refused to plead guilty. They've all continued to plead not guilty of a crime that all and sundry have heard and seen, and it's very obvious that they were raping a woman who was unconscious. They were raping a woman who was drugged. May God have mercy on your souls. Let me repeat, it shall not be well with any of you. May God have mercy on your souls. For you to think and assume or believe in yourselves that raping someone who is inert is okay, and that you did not see anything wrong with what you did. Oh God, where are you in today's matter? Where are you? Anyway, let me continue. So Gisele, the judge allowed the video to be played, and guess what? You all can actually imagine what happened when that happened. So I got notes right now. So in the video, what do we see? Well, we see Gisele Pelicot, who was asleep. Mind you, the videos were covered. I think they're only showing the heads of the individuals. So We see Gisele, who is asleep, profound sleep. You know, when you are under anesthesia, that is exactly the kind of sleep she was having. And she was in that state, and these men came to do the deed on her. Even the ones that did the weirdest of things, the penetration, everything, Gisele did not move. They all went there and they finished. And they did their business and they left. Now, I would also want to inform you as well that while many of them are still claiming that they are not guilty, the nurse, the nurse who was amongst them. Now, from what we heard, the judge, the names they are being called by only their first names. I'm not going to bother anyway. By their profession. So, do you know, as I am now, right? If I were to go to a hospital and I'm supposed to be going through a procedure, God help me, I'm going to be questioning everybody, because this is not even funny. This guy is not just a nurse, he's an anesthetic nurse, right? And so his defense was that he was sure that Gisele Pelicot was asleep, was pretending, and that he was terrified of Dominique Pelicot. That is the, warped husband. That was what he said. And then, guys, in the video, there was nothing. No, he was not terrified of anybody. He was moving calmly and serenely, like everything was kosher, and he did his business and he left. Another one who said that he was manipulated by Gisele Pelicot came in and said that he was manipulated and that he was drugged. In fact, he said that Dominique Pelicot drugged him, and after manipulating him. Now we aired the video. The video doesn't show him drugged. The video shows him very, very, in his senses. He was doing all he was supposed to be doing well, And, I'm going to tell you just a very short story. I remember in Nigeria when I was just probably 10 or 11. And then, back then, because again, these are certain things that we now begin to realize are an ongoing thing. So back then, during the Yuletide season, that's Christmas or something, we had these people that we thought that they were mentally, they had mental health problems, right? And so one thing was very, very weird. It was believed that since they had mental health issues, they were tied, they were shackled. We saw all that. This is back in Nigeria. They were shackled. Now, while being shackled, they would now go from house to house seeking for, help, in terms of money and, food and stuff like that. I could not, as a young child then, I still couldn't understand why they were shackled. And I remember asking my dad, I'm like, why are they being shackled? And my dad says, well, because they don't want them to run away. But it's still, in my young mind, it wasn't computing. And so there was this particular Christmas. They came, we had just finished cooking. And my mom always did something, because at the time of year, she always used to cook for, the underprivileged or less privileged. And she would go out and with us, and we would, serve them food and stuff like that. We would stay there, would eat with them as young as we were. But I recall that, since these ones, they came to the house, so my mom would always insist. She would always insist that they ate sur place, right? And, we would bring out a mat for them, right? And then put them with, and they always had their plates, right? So we'll bring out the mat for them, and, my mom would, dish out the food for them with drinks and all. But on this particular day, these people came, And while they were there, the woman amongst them was pregnant. And I'm like, well, these people are mentally challenged, yes? Why is she pregnant? This was my question. Why is she pregnant? My neighbor, very lovely woman, our neighbor at the time, she has a lisp. She couldn't pronounce CH. So for her, CH was S. And then she would say things like, this one that, in doing the deed, they don't tease them. They don't tease them, that one. Everybody knows what to do. And that was the story I remembered when this Makaku said that he was drugged by Dominique Pelicot, and that he was terrified. And he said he can't even remember what happened. He doesn't even remember doing anything. But then in the video, we see him with all his senses about him, calm, collected, and he knows what to do. Why I'm upset? I'm upset because the defense are coming up with the most mundane lines of defenses I've ever heard in my life. That someone, again, if I were the judge, this is what I'm going to focus on. Because all of them have decided that they want to blame Dominique Pelicot because it's not working with the wife, that they want to blame Dominique Pelicot as the one who manipulated them, right? So a grown man such as yourself sits down and you are manipulated by another grown man. But if I were the judge, what I want the judge to focus on, if I were the judge, I will be focusing on, you are also enlisted on this website, yes or no? Yes. You were spoken to by Dominique Pelicot about what he wants. Yes. You made yourself understand he was clear with what he was trying to do. Yes. You walked to his home. You transported yourself to his home and you did the deed. Yes. The video shows you are not drugged. You're not being, there's no weapon, held to your head. Nothing is of that sort is happening. You actually did the deed on a woman who was deeply unconscious, drugged. Yes, there is no case. And I will punish to the full extent of the law. Now, you see, I believe that Dominique Pelicot is an amazing woman because Chia Nonso, the God that is fighting for her, is alive and well. Why do I say so? We have two witnesses who were called upon. Now, these two witnesses, guess what? These two witnesses were actually solicited as well by Dominique Pelicot. But guess what? They declined. They declined to go ahead when they understood, and I quote, when they understood that Gisele would be asleep. When they understood that the person whom they were supposed to be having any relations with was not supposed to be conscious, and they pulled out. Two witnesses. So I say the God of Gisele Pelicot is alive and well. Wherever he is alive and well for her, because now that also negates the defense of manipulation. If you say that he manipulated you, but we've got two people who said, well, this woman is not conscious. She's not going to be conscious when we're doing what we said you want. It makes absolutely no sense to us to continue. So, we cannot be part of this circle of a sex ring that you are touting. End of story. Thank you, gentlemen, whoever you are. So they have been excluded from the process, but they came in as witnesses and they gave word for word everything Dominique Pelicot told them. So good on you both for having the sense and the gumption to be able to decipher what was wrong and what is right. Now, moving on, we also have the brother of Dominique Pelicot, who happened to be a retired doctor, and he came to the stand to witness, and he also spoke about the fact that he said his brother is a manipulator, blah, 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 blah. He actually did say that he was the one that, administered, he said he administered or he prescribed a particular medication for Gisele some time ago. And I think somehow along the way, the brother picked up on that somehow and decided to hone in. And, you know, because I've been questioning, how was he able to have access to those meds? How was he able to have access to the medication that he used to drug his wife to the extent that she was unconscious and inert? And so the brother is the link. He made us understand that, well, she, being his sister-in-law, had prescribed a certain medication for her. Whew, this is deep. This is very, very deep. And again, like I said, if I were the judge, I will stick to that video. I want to give a shout out to Gisele Pelicot. You are an amazing woman. You have told us and have shown us what holding your head high looks like. You have made us understand that as women, we have nothing to be ashamed of. That whatever and may happen, when somebody violates our privacy, when someone sexually harasses us, when someone abuses us sexually or physically, you are the force. You are the strength that I hold close to my heart. And I will say thank you. Thank you, Gisele Pelicot, because you are a Wonder Woman. You, every time you walk out of that courtroom, you are elegant. You hold yourself like the stallion that you are, like the eagle soaring in the skies, looking down on shameless men and telling them, I am above you. I put my feet on your necks. I hold my legs on pressing your necks down because you do not deserve to have yourself in my space. Thank you, Gisele Pelicot, for being that woman. Thank you for making yourself the champion we have made you to be, that made us understand that we are queens. Thank you, because you are that queen. You are that woman. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I made that particular statement about being the eagle soaring and looking down on shameless men, because each time we look at the videos of those men, they never hold their heads up. Their heads are always down. Thank you, Gisele Pelicot. And on this note, guys, thank you so much for being a part of this, of my family. Thank you so much for being here. Do not fail to like, share, subscribe, and leave your comments in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Bye.